Welcome, Admirals, to Ray Rivers Gaming and part one of two of my Japanese campaign in WarPlan Pacific. Now, I've never played a whole campaign of from the Japanese viewpoint, so this is a first for me. But we're going to break. What we're going to do here is we're going to have two parts. The first part is the first move, okay, to show what I do on the first move of the game. And then the second part, what I'll be doing is I'll be saving every 3 months or when something really important happens, and then I'll put all those videos, all those saves together to show you how the campaign played out in a 3-month by every 3 months. Okay, so it should only be 2 videos. This one I think is important, showing the very first move because of Japan's reliance on oil and how you can go about securing that oil and getting started. So before we get this thing on the road here, I'm going to go to options. Okay, and right here. So this is a normal game, okay, with historical options. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the AI a boost in both its effectiveness and experience, okay? I need to do that first. And next, let's see, I'm going to go to convoys, and I think it's a good idea to give Thailand a little bit of trade there, and they'll be able to make you stuff like trucks. Then you have to spread out your convoy escorts. You have 2 routes here, and they're in the South China Sea and East China Sea, which is here, East China Sea, and over here, South China Sea. All right. So the date is December 7th, 1941, the day that lives in infamy. So we're going to start here, and then we're going to work our way across the map on how I start this opening move, okay? So first off, I am playing the 1941 small fleet scenario, and this is you only get 6 ships squadrons per fleet. Once these guys go back into the port, they will not be able to come out again as a big mob like this. Okay, so first we're going to do a carrier strike on Honolulu. My best that I've done on this is 5 battleships, but man, there's a huge variation in what can happen. So let's see what happens. So 2 strikes. 1, I sunk 1 ship there, and 2, and we sunk another. So we only got two ships sunk, a cruiser, and 1 battleship. So that's pretty poor result, unfortunately. He can't move anywhere. But the submarine, I'm going to bring him back over here. Quadrant. I notice he's at 100%. Bring him back over here. Now let's look at these submarines, and you see they're 100%. So if you go from port to port, they will not lose effectiveness. The only time they lose effectiveness is if they're left out in the water, okay, for the turn. Okay, so we've done that. So now we come over here. We've got Wake Island to take care of. So I think this guy here, yeah, we go here, and then let's close him a little bit here. I got this guy. I'm going to attack him. Okay, so he's not going to be able to move in there. And I'm going to, he's down to 9. I'm going to tell him, say, do not reinforce or upgrade. And that's very important because there's a lot of people out here who aren't going to get challenged, and they're going to be drawing off your resources. So see this one, this guy here, 2 of 10. Why reinforce this guy? I mean, there's absolutely no reason to attack him. Quadrillion is a victory point. That's a different story. This guy doesn't serve for anything. Okay. So I'm going to turn him off. And this guy over here, I'm going to turn him off as well. Alright. Excuse me. Sorry, I just got done eating something and got something in my throat there. Okay, so this guy, he's going to go into Tarawa. Again, you see, but this guy, I don't know, you know, I might could use him. He's already at 10 for 10, so we'll just leave him like it is. This submarine here is going to be going somewhere else, alright? And then, what do you see what we got here? And then we have this cruiser here. Let's turn off this, shall we? 2 submarines and an aircraft. Okay, so the next thing we want to look at as we move across is we want to look at taking Rabaul. Victory point. I got 2 victory points over here in New Guineas. So I'm going to take this guy, move him down here. Okay. And attack him. And take Rabaul. Okay, that's important. Rabaul, very important because it is a major supply point for your ships. And your ships can only get repaired in these major supply points here. Okay. There's another one there. But it needs to be upgraded. And these 2 over here, they need to upgrade it. But as you can see here, in truck is important for us because it is a major supply point. Alright, so let's turn that off. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave him there, but this guy here, well, you know, to be quite honest, I think I'll just go ahead and put him down there. It cost me some oil. That's okay. We want to set up a defense. Remember, this will cost no oil. Ship going from one port to another. What I really need to do is I need to upgrade this right here, I think, and as a port. See, you can upgrade it to a major support to place my fleet, so that when I'm eventually attacked at Rabaul, I can place my my fleet assets, like my carriers here, to respond to any attack against Rabaul. Alright. Alright, so let's continue, shall we? Alright. What do we got here? Okay. This guy comes over here. And he takes one. Alright. So now we're going to look at the Philippines. And we're going to go after the Philippines right from the get-go. So let's start off with some attacks on the fleet assets in Manila here. So 2 damage, 1 damage. Okay. 2 more damage. Well, that's really not a good result either. Okay. Houston bottomed. Okay. So he'll be out of the war. I got 2 on this submarine, and we bottomed another submarine. So actually, that's not a bad result. All right. So here I have the 56th Division, and we're going to bring him down here. And he's going to come into there. All right. Let's see. Okay, and I have this guy here. Okay, he's Marines. This is an army. Okay. And these are just ships. Okay, so this guy here. Okay, hit the Z button. Bring him here. And the whole thing that we want to do is we want to isolate the Philippines so that we can just starve them to death. All right. What we got here? All right. All right. Now I think it's this army guy. Okay, I'm going to bring this army guy down here. I'm going to bring this army guy down here. And the reason is I want to make sure I destroy that guy. Okay? So that I will have that port when this turn is over, and we'll be able to ship out that 5 oil. Okay. I'm going to take this guy here, and I don't want to take the ships. He goes here. And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to take as much oil over here as I can. That didn't work out well, so we won't take any oil there. Alright. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, so these guys are all destroyers. So these folks need 3 ships to blockade, so we'll send 3 destroyers over there. Okay. And let me see. There's a destroyer. There's a destroyer. Is there another destroyer somewhere around here? Yes, there's a destroyer. So I'm going to send all destroyers over here. So send that guy, and this guy, and where was the other one? Yeah, and him there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take Hong Kong. I'm not sure if I need to do that, but I did it anyway. And that's so I can move this fleet over here. As a matter of fact, most of these guys up here, these fleet guys over here, will all be coming down there. There's some light aircraft carrier. And send him over there. And notice that even though you go beyond the 2 point, see, this is telling you how much effectiveness you're going to lose if you leave them in the water. But if you bring them to another port, okay, then they do not lose any effectiveness. So you see all of those guys at 100% effectiveness. They're fleet assets, more or less. So for right now, I'm sending most of my fleet guys down over there. Submarine. He'll come down here. I want to get submarines over here so that I can get them down into the supply routes, the convoy routes of the Americans sending stuff to Australia. Alright. And here's another battleship. I'm going to send him over here for right now. Two DDs. Okay, we're going to send him also over there. So for the moment, all of these guys, most of my fleet is in Hong Kong. All right. All right. Any more fleet assets? Nope. Okay. All right. Okay. And as soon as he comes in, he'll be able to block off that port. So we're not sending in a big amount of troops, but the whole point will be to just let them slowly starve. All right. So now we come down to this area, which is a big important part for Japan because of their oil situation. And we look at the oil situation here. Okay, so they're only getting 3 oil, and their upkeep is 43, and they have 149 stockpiled. So that essentially says you've got 3 moves, and then you're out of oil. Okay, so you got 3 moves at the way it is right now to get as much oil as possible. Now, a lot of discussion on how to do this. A lot of folks talk about coming in here and taking Bandar Lampung. Okay, and if you can do that, then you can ship this 30 oil out of town here. All right. So, but I'm not going to do that. For me, it's just too complicated, and I don't think it's necessary either. I'm going to bring this guy down here. And now what we're looking at is attacking the British fleet here. So I attack the British fleet. And they get some damage there. Attack the British fleet. 4 damage. We sunk 1. Okay. We'll see how that works out. And then here, nothing. And 2 damage. So we only sunk 1 ship there. Let's see what it was. So here's all these airstrikes. 2 on the Prince of Wales. Repulse bottomed. Okay. Repulse sunk. Okay. So we sunk the repulse, which is pretty, from what I've seen, is a pretty standard thing. But we also bottomed the Prince of Wales, and that's important. So both of their battleships there got knocked on, conked. Okay, I'm gonna send this guy over here, submarine, and now we come down to this over here. All right. So he's furthest away. He is Marines. I have this mixed brigade here, and I think this has a, yep, this has, so we're going to send him there. And then we're going to send this one with the destroyer helping him. Notice there's 1 oil there. Come down here. Alright, so let's go ahead and fight these battles here. Okay, so he'll be there. He'll be there. And he'll be there. Now I could have brought some of those ships, you know, down here to support, but I think they would have wasted both of their operational points, so they wouldn't have been able to participate in the attack. So here we go. We need to get rid of this guy. 7-1, and he goes away, which is good. So now we've got this port. All right, we're going to attack this guy. 4-1, 5-1, and there he goes, and he stays. So that's a bummer. That's a bummer there. And that is the difference with the advantage, or the small advantage that I gave to the allies, because normally these 2 guys will destroy this unit. All right. So now we need oil. All right. So we know we have 1 oil here, 1 there. This guy has nothing. We have 5 there, so that gives us 6 oil in total to add to what we've already got. So I'm going to take this guy here, and I'm going to bring him down to here. He's going to come in here, and that should give me the oil. I'll just hit him 1 time, but that should get us that 4 oil. Notice how it's tinted yellow, so that's Japanese territory, which gives me the port. So that should go into my inventory next move. And now come over here. It doesn't matter. Okay, and this guy comes through and gets support. So what have we got here? So what has happened here with the with our oil situation? So what we've got is we've got 5 here, 7 here, that's 12. 13, 14, 15, 16 oil. 16 oil. This guy, we need to get rid of him next move, if possible, to get that 7 oil. And we've got this one here, which we've captured. So 1, 5, 12, 17. So that means our oil will go up by 7. Should go up by around 17, something like that. It'll increase, okay, and that'll give us a little bit. That'll give us at least another turn where we of oil, so we don't have to worry about all of that. Okay, so now let's take a look at what's going on over here. I'll move this guy down here. This guy here, he needs extra. How far can you go with the railroad? Okay, I'm going to bring this guy all the way over here because they've got a lot of forces over here. He'll go over there, going over there, over there, going over there. I think that's it. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to move my commander, because every time you move him, it costs 1 petroleum. So until I get my petroleum sorted out, the only way to move these guys is by rail. Alright, coming over here. Open this guy up. Open this guy up, take him out of being in a fortress and a garrison position here. Okay. And now what I need to do. Okay. So let me see. I'm going to bring this guy. Okay, I'm going to have to wait there. So I'm going to have to move this guy here. And I'm going to bring this guy by railroad down here. It's an army. And and I can't get him over there, so I'm gonna bring him over there. All right, I want to bring my armies down here for the moment. Okay. When you look at China and the victory points, this is really the only victory point that that is really available, especially when you look at when you start looking at the supply. And what you'll see is that as you move inland here, the supply situation just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, unless you're on these lines here. And here is like 2 or 1 or something like this. It's very difficult to push across. Okay, so for right now, what I want to do is make sure that my guys can hold the positions that they're in. Bring them down there. Over here. Yep. 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 I see I got plenty of troops here to come down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know. So yeah, I want to bring him there. Yeah, move him there. Come on down there. Let's see where can we put this guy with a railroad? See, one way to do this is to attack with certain forces, and then pull 1 out, and then or 2 out, and then replace them, and then attack again. So move him here. Bring him down there. So I can't move any other forces over water because I've run out of transports. Still have 50 landing ships. But we're going to need those to come down into this area here. Victory points, we need to take them quickly. Okay. And we need to fight too, because we need an engineer. We need an engineer if you're going to upgrade these ports. You have to place an engineer unit on that hex. Okay. And the only way to get these perks for your troops is to engage in combat. So we will attack him there. Move him there. He's in not great position and will almost certainly be attacked. Okay, so go ahead and give these guys. Now I'm happy with my positioning right now, and I'm not really a lot worried about the amount of troops I have. Okay, I think I have enough troops here. I just want to make sure that, see, all these guys are going to be reinforced and upgraded. I just want to make sure they're at full strength. Okay. This guy, this guy, this guy. Okay, so all of these guys who are be fighting over here, and this guy here. Japanese coastal fortress. I'm just going to turn him off. This guy here, he's going to be usable. How about this guy here? Alright, leave him there like that. Come over here to this point here. I'm going to turn him off. I'm going to leave him on because, one, we'll let him get a little bit more, and then we'll turn him off. I'm going to turn him off because I don't think I need these guys at this point. He's already at 10. He's at 10, 10, 10. You gotta check your troops out. You gotta, because you're going to have to decide who gets reinforcements and upgrades and who doesn't. Okay. Now, let me see. Let's go back out over here. So we did this over here, right? Did this over here. All right. This guy here. In Saipan, so for right now, I'm going to turn him off. Okay. And this guy here, yeah, I'll leave him. And I'll go ahead and give him extra reinforcements. Okay, so that's everybody there. Checked everybody. Okay, and now you look at this part of northern China, and in the special notes, let's take a look at that. Okay, I'll come down here to Russia. Okay, and it says that they will join the Allies on August 9th, 1945, if the Axis garrison within 10 hexes of Harbin falls under 160 strength. Okay. Yeah, if the garrison falls within less than 100, it will increase the USSR status entry. So and then it shows you, I mean, how quickly that will happen depending on there being less than 160 strength points. Okay, so So what I did is, okay, so what I do is, okay, here's Harbin, all right, and all of these troops are within 10 of Harbin. So let's take a look at them. So we have 10, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, 120, 140, 150, and 160. So what we see is that the garrison that we have already there has 160 points. All right, and therefore we'll keep the Russians from invading as long as we keep them there. Don't move them out of that 10 hex range until 1945. So what we're going to do is we're just going to turn these guys off for the moment. Okay, no upgrades, no reinforcements. Okay, turn them all off. You see, get a little red X there. That says they're not being reinforced. See it better there. All right. And now what I'm going to do, you may think is strange. Okay. 1939 Interceptor. I don't plan to put any technology interceptors, so I'm not going to worry about it. And I've got a lot of these bombers, so more than I think I need. So I'm gonna get rid of those two. And I'm not even, again, 1939 Interceptor. So I'm gonna get rid of him too. And close support. And I'm going to get rid of him. Alright, so because when I look at my air forces, I think I have enough. Okay, I have lots of air forces. Okay, so this is a 1942 Escort fighter. That guy's worth taking care of. He's anti-submarine. And notice, anti-submarine, he's got 10 range. Okay, so that means, you know, he reaches out quite far. Okay, look at that. Okay, so he will be able to cover my sea lanes in a circle of 10. All right, which we can see goes out to here. Okay, so that is a big circle. All right, I'll leave him there. And what I'll be wanting to do is to put aircraft in positions spaced apart where they'll be able to cover my convoy zones when the Americans start bringing their submarine guys in. Alright, so I think that's pretty much everything at the moment that I can do. Let's see whether this guy... Oops, submarine. Okay, yeah, forgot about him. I want to bring him down here. So now I have one submarine here. I want to get all my submarines down there if I can. What about this guy? Okay. I guess I'll bring him down here. We got 2 more submarines here. They'll be coming down here as well. We're putting all our submarines down here to go for the convoy routes down here. Alright. I think we pretty much got everything now. Let's take a look at advancements. Alright, so I'm going to reset that. So here we go. With, this is the way I'm going to do my advancements. I'll give them max assault. Escort fighters. We'll give them 2. And now, all this naval stuff is going to be real important for me. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think I can do 4. Yeah, and 1, 2, 3, 4 in any submarine. Can't do more. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Although I might drop him down to 6. Let's see. I don't plan to be doing submarines. Although submarines is not a bad thing, yeah? Submarines is not a bad thing for interdicting the supplies and so forth. It's not a bad thing. It keeps the enemy off balance as have to try to build merchant marines. And merchant marine, you know, it's 180 days to buy 10 merchants. So I'm just thinking about that for the moment. So let me see. I want naval air training up to 5. Large warships. Warships. Okay. See, I will lose Rabaul. So the only place I'll be able to then use my submarines will be in the Indian Ocean. So the question is, should I invest in submarines? They're cheap. They're fast to make. In my American campaign, I used a lot of long-range submarines. Okay. Oh, man. Japanese Navy had quite a few submarines. I hadn't thought about this before. Before I was going to just go, so I'm doing this on the fly now. Sorry. As I was going to put them in large warships and warships, and now I'm thinking submarines. Now I'm thinking submarines. And I can only put 2 in there, so it's not as if I'm going to be punching them really high. So the only thing that would make any difference, I guess, would be here. All right, so we'll go with the attack submarines there. All right. So, and the last thing we need to do here is our build. So, from getting rid of those aircraft, I've got a whole bunch of stockpile. We're going to come over here to support. Now, notice in my merchant marine fleet, I'm only using 74, but once I start getting all this oil, that's going to go up. And like I say, it's 180 build days, so I'm going to buy myself some merchants. I'm also going to build myself some escorts. I think I have enough landing ships to finish off what I want to do. We'll buy one landing ship. And then I'm going to buy a whole bunch of trucks. Well, actually, now I can buy, I can buy another landing ship, 25. So we'll build all of that stuff there, and then what I've got here is I'm going to need to upgrade all of my troops. I got lots of people that need reinforcements and so forth. So 45 ain't gonna hack it, so I'm gonna just raise that right up. I mean, it doesn't matter now. I mean, just really high. So basically everything that production is going to go initially into bringing all of my forces up to full strength. All right. And now let's take a look at we're coming on. So you can see here my landing ships and supply ships, the merchants, take a long time, and so do the escorts. They take a long time to build those, so I've got 2 air divisions getting ready to come in, and I'm probably, when they come in, I'll probably scrap them. All right. And then pretty much everything else coming in is going to be aircraft carriers. Now, when I look at my forces, like I said, I've got 2 armies here. Okay, I've got a bunch of divisions all over the place. These guys here, that are in here, they don't serve me for nothing. Okay, so my plan, I think, is going to be to try to get these armies over here, and then maybe disestablish, some of these guys, and rebuild with armies. Okay. Because when we look, when you look at the Chinese, they're all armies. Okay, you're not facing divisions or corps. You're facing armies, and of course they don't have the men. But slowly, as the war goes by, they will fill up with men. So, and we have to think long term. So that's kind of going to be what I'm going to be doing here. So I'm going to be looking at trying to take out this place right here, which is a victory point. Okay. Making a line, essentially a line that follows these roads. Okay. And essentially be in a defensive position. I'm not going to push farther. I don't think I'm going to attack further. I may try to attack to keep knocking them down, but it's going to be very difficult for me to actually destroy the Chinese army. From the naval side of things, what I'm going to be doing, is here you see these ports here, which would turn into major ports. There's a major port there and a major port here. And what I plan to do, because the Americans are going to have to come up this way, and then to get up into this area over here, or to go over to the Philippines, they're going to have to come up here, and then here or here. So this is going to be my first line of defense. Okay, and then this is going to be my second line of defense right here. Okay, with these strategic major supply points. There you go. That's my strategy. That's my first move. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment on how you think maybe I should have done things differently. And we'll see how this war goes, because the whole thing with playing Japan is to do better than they did in the actual war. So thank you for watching, and until the next time, when you'll have the entire war in the next video. It's my darling. He's cheering me on. So until next time, take care, and I'll see you later.